On guys, Shane here, doing a live Q&A today, switching things up. It's been a very busy week for me, so taking it easy. It's pouring raining out. Actually, we worked earlier today. We went to 8711 Action Studio with Jeremy Martinez, and we filmed a multiple opponents video. I know you guys are going to enjoy that, but I was not going to be able to edit it in time and have it up, so doing a live stream. What's up, everybody? All the comments are coming in. I see Kevin, Nicola, Alex, One of a Kind, and Kush. What's up, everybody? Thank you, Shot. Love you too, homie. Alejandro, El Mint, Ali, Chris. Welcome, everyone. And the fight everyone's been waiting for. Shane Faison against Conor McGregor. I haven't played this game in like a month ago. But yeah, I'm just going to be playing loosely. If you guys have any questions, I want to answer them for you. So anything fight related, if you guys watched the fights over the weekend, did everyone see the Paul Daly knocked out Brennan Ward, spinning elbow to the flying knee combo? That was brutal. It's on my Instagram right now. Been watching you for years, bro. You have taught me so much, says Nick. Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the support. Glad I could help. There he is. Alejandro, doing good, man. Doing real good. Caleb Cooper, I saw. I didn't get to read that whole thing, Caleb. The chat is moving quick. You should write it in segments. Someone said Paul cut him bad. Yeah, did you see Brennan just posted his face this morning? Split him open right at his eyebrow, off to the side. Brutal stuff. I see a lot of question marks, but no question. How long was your first fight after you started training? So I'm about to lose. So after my first fight, was after, I think I did 10 months of Muay Thai, strict Muay Thai before I took my first match. I recommend somewhere around there at least. However, I was doing Taekwondo tournaments, so I was used to competition. I was used to being in front of people. Yeah, strict Muay Thai I was doing 10 months before I took my first match. How did Ortiz beat Chael so quickly? I don't know. It was surprising. Tito looked to be in the best shape of his life, so I think he took this very seriously. I saw him backstage. He was very focused. He wasn't talking to anyone, but in fact, he was running. He was warming up, staying warm the whole time. And yeah, he said in the interview how he wanted to go out with a bang. He wanted to go out on top, so he did just that. PlayStation, yes. Hello, VRP. Shane, here's my question, and then just like that, it's gone. Hi, Shane, you're awesome. Thank you, Slim Shady. I appreciate that. When's my next fight? From Tyler. I'm afraid I won't be fighting, man. I don't plan on it. If Bellator UFC asked me to take a fight, and they offered me a lot of money, I would probably take it, but no, I mean, that was never the goal. I always was passionate about being a coach and teaching others, so my competing days are behind me. So Koala. Ortiz's last fight. Yeah, I was there. I saw it live. It was a great night of fights. It really was. I filmed a ton for a behind-the-scenes video that I'm going to be uploading early next week. But, I mean, everyone was in the crowd. Everyone that you can imagine. Uriah Faber, Uriah Hall, Roy Nelson, Rampage Jackson, Sakuraba was there, and then like celebrities like Demi Lovato was there, Mickey Rourke, ton of people, mostly because it was in LA, but because it was such a big fight. But yeah, it was a great one. You guys are going to enjoy the video too. That'll be up next week. Someone said game volume. Is the game volume too loud? Too low? I thought I changed it. Let me see. Broadcast settings, advanced settings, audio sharing settings, Not sure. Alright. Oh, I'm fighting. I didn't even realize.
Beautiful hip toss. This fight very well may be stopped in between rounds just because of the blood loss, Mike.
Greetings from London. Greetings, London.
McGregor gets it back to side control.
Meng, this is UFC 2, this game's called. What do you think about Khabib? I think Khabib is a crazy athlete. Striking is very unorthodox, which makes it troublesome for his opponents, but he also is vulnerable. We saw in the first round against Michael Johnson, he caught Khabib. He did. He staggered him a little bit, so he's not invincible, but I do think that he is a very bad dude and has potential to be the champ. Shane, can you do a top 5 defense mistakes? I could do a top 100 probably, but yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Just over 3 now. Big hook from the clinch.
Can you come back to Philly to meet up? Yeah, man, I plan on it. I'm not sure how soon I'll be there. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I mean, I will be back. I will be back to Philly. I'm back there visiting. My family's there. And a lot of training partners as well. So yeah, I definitely see a meetup, a seminar in the near future for sure. Thank you. Yeah, so is it Connor? I already scrolled through it, so he wants to meet me really bad. Yeah, man, let's make it happen. There it is. No, I'm on PlayStation, PS4. Yep. My favorite heavyweight fighter in the UFC, first one comes to mind is Mark Hunt. I've always enjoyed watching Mark Hunt, even in the K1 days, Pride. But I like Stipe, I like Kane. Crow Cop was always a legend. Rest in peace, yeah, right. It's all over. And it's probably pretty accurate to how it would go in real life if I were to fight Connor.
Check it out again.
Traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. I live in England, and that's all I got to see. It's already gone. My prediction for Tony Ferguson against Khabib. That's going to be a tough one. Honestly, I think most people are expecting Khabib to run through Tony Ferguson, but that dude is tough, and I'm going to give him the edge. I think he's going to be able to keep it standing, which is not going to be easy to do. I'm going to go with Tony Ferguson on that one. Just to be different, because I think, like I said, I would assume 95% of the people are going with Khabib. Oh, except for Yamama. He said he's got Tony winning, and Dope. A couple people in here. All right, I was wrong. I stand corrected. Let's do it. Let's get beat up again. Let's do another fight. Trino says, I inspired him to start boxing. That is awesome. Great to hear. My job here is done. I have a Muay Thai fight coming up, and that's all I got against... Oh, sorry guys, the chat is just flooding. It's hard for me to keep up with everything. Try to keep the questions very direct and precise. I want to visit Thailand, practice Muay Thai, but it may be dangerous to go alone. You're right. It's dangerous to go anywhere alone. I went to Thailand when I was 19, the day after that the American embassy shut down because there were such bad riots there. But you would never know. When I got there, everyone was super friendly, super nice. I saw black smoke barreling from the skyscrapers, from the skyline, but I was never close to it. You know, it's the same way anywhere else in the world. If there's riots, if you're in a new place, be smart, be aware of your surroundings. Don't walk around alone at night, that kind of thing. But I trained at Kiapontip, Kiaphontip, and I definitely recommend it. It's right outside Bangkok, and stayed right at the camp. So it was heavy bags, boxing ring, and then right on the other side of that were dorm rooms. They're small and they didn't have air conditioning and it wasn't the most comfortable, but I stayed there for a month. Yeah, that was awesome. Have you ever competed in jiu-jitsu? No, I never have. That may happen though. I could see myself doing a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments, But no more MMA or boxing or Muay Thai or anything like that. Like I said, unless it's really worth it. And someone just say us, why don't you fight pro? Because I don't want to, is the most simple answer. When I was younger, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I was always passionate about learning how to fight so that I could teach others what I know. So that's why I competed back in the day in amateurs, and I had that one pro Muay Thai fight, just so I could have the experience and the credentials. But it was never in my heart to be a fighter, a career fighter. So that's why I don't fight.
Coming up next, it's a heavyweight collision between Lights Out.
Sweet boy don't look like a heavyweight.
K1 superstar Mark Hunt.
Is traditional jiu-jitsu good for MMA? Yes, but like anything else, you can't limit yourself to just one martial art, right? It's mixed martial arts. You need to learn your striking, you need to learn takedowns, you need to learn submission grappling.
Tonight's main event of the evening is scheduled
Dude is
for 5
ginormous. Mark Hunt can lift his leg up that high. Right, you don't have to. Let's take out the legs, Mark. Take them out.
He's back up.
Thank you, Max. Thanks for the support. I am 26. And someone says I want Sully. You're going to have to get through me and my wife. It's a hard one. Just traditional karate work in a street fight. Again, guys, you can name any martial art. Yes, it's going to benefit you, but certain ones are better than others. You know, picture a street fight. Does it look like a karate match? No, there's a lot of grappling. There's a lot of takedowns. You know, there's boxing, there's kicks, there's Muay Thai. So it's the same thing. Don't limit yourself to just one. Yes, it's going to help. It's better than nothing, but we're going to be releasing more, guys. Like what I truly believe is the best mix of martial arts for a street fight. That's the series that I was just working on today with Jeremy Marinez. We sort of did an intro video, not giving away too much, but it's something that you guys will really enjoy, and it's a very, not a new concept, but it's things that people are really avoiding talking about, and it's the difference between MMA and street fighting, because there really is a big difference. I mean, just look at the game that we're playing now. We're on a flat surface in a very controlled environment with a ref, with a rule set, with gloves, no shirt. You know, there's so many different things that go into a street fight that you have to consider. People can grab your shorts. People can grab a beer bottle or some impromptu weapons. There's not going to be a guaranteed guide to break up the fight like the ref there in the background. So we're sort of developing all these concepts into a system, a fighting system, like the most comprehensive hand-to-hand combat training, but even outside of hand-to-hand. So you guys are going to enjoy it. Stay tuned for that. We also filmed the longest uncut choreographed fight scene last week, which was grueling. I got there at 5 a.m. and we left at 5:30 p.m. And how many times do you think we did it, babe? Like 15 times? Yeah, and you guys are going to love it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. I honestly think, from what I saw just from the camera screen, was one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen, Hollywood included. Someone asked if I've been in a lot of street fights. If I were to estimate how many I've been in, I'd say less than 20, more than 10, somewhere around there. Sparring tips, please. My recommendation for sparring is, if you're a beginner, you need to go hard. If you're more advanced, if you're pro, you go lighter and lighter and lighter as your career goes on, because you don't want to get beat up. Sparring drills is definitely what I recommend. So maybe you just do the jab for the first round, or you just do straight punches, or maybe one guy throws punches and you throw kicks, or maybe one person is offense, the other person is defense. And you go 20%, and you just get used to different strategies and precision, and setups and feints and combos and balance and all of that. So yeah, don't always just ring the bell and do everything. Section it off. Start off with the jab, then add on the cross, then add on the kick, you know, like a basic kick, or maybe just round kicks, or just linear kicks. There's so much that you can do. Another great drill is just what we call shoulders and knees. So what you'll do is open hand, be very careful of eye pokes and headbutts, but you want to try to touch your training partner's shoulders or their knees. It's a great way to get used to head movement, shoulder movement, hips, feints, balance, that kind of thing, setting up precision and feints. So give that one a go. Guys, the chat's moving quick, so by the time I read the first sentence, it's usually like, hey Shane, I have a question. Just don't even be polite, be mean to me, just go right into the question so I can see them quicker. What do you think of BJ Penn? Oh no, Ip Man. Yeah, good series. I don't know much about the guy himself other than he trained Bruce and was an opioid addict, painkiller addict, but Donnie Yen, the movies are awesome.
He's landed some really big shots in this fight, big power shots, and that's what's winning the fight for him.
Man, this guy is going with the oblique kick all day. I'm 14 years old, first fight tips. Same thing if you were 30 years old. Train for it. Fight your heart out. Try to keep your eyes open and on your opponent. You think you could... I saw who would win, Cowboy or... and then I didn't read the next name. I'm wondering... I'm assuming you said Masvidal? Isn't that the next fight? Jorge Masvidal versus Cerrone? That's going to be a good fight. I've always liked Masvidal ever since watching him in the old backyard bare knuckle fights with Kimbo Slice. So that dude likes to fight. And when you got someone who actually enjoys fighting with good skill, that's a dangerous combo. "13 just started boxing. You inspired me." That's what I like to hear. Good stuff. Keep it up. Who do I think is the best UFC fighter of all time? What do you guys think? That's a good question. Of all time, I'd have to go with GSP, I think, based on his record and just how well-rounded he was. Good striking, good grappling, good takedowns, good timing, good rhythm. Trained with Freddie Roach, very open-minded, in great shape. I'd go with GSP on that. What do you guys think? Best fighter of all time, best UFC fighter of all time?
Lights out's got him in the plum clinch.
Oh, good left hook there. They are exchanging here, Mike.
Strong kicks by Hunt.
Oh, McGregor or Mayweather? I feel like this comes up in every Q&A. I think in their respective fields, that person wins. Boxing, Mayweather, MMA, McGregor. Branimir Nikolic wants a shout out. Done. You got PS4. Yes, Vincent, I do. Corey Cross, what made you start fighting? I guess when I was younger, my dad said you gotta do a sport, you gotta pick up a hobby, something. You can't just be out on the streets all the time. And he was a black belt in Taekwondo, so he introduced me to the same master that he trained under. Got my black belt. Started competing in Muay Thai. But I mean, it was sort of a status thing in the neighborhood we were at. It was like however many fights or how tough you were translated to how much respect you got. So I wanted to get the head start, or the one up, by getting some formal training. Ooh, someone said, I saw Weidman, Chris Weidman. Guys, we're doing the party is next weekend. It's less than a week away, January 28th. If you guys are in the LA area or willing to travel, I definitely recommend it. We're doing some big giveaways. Bad Boy, mixed martial arts company that most of you guys know, sent me a ton of equipment to give away. So there's a bunch of different boxing gloves, mitts, shin guards, and then a bunch of signed stuff as well. I got Damian Maia's signed glove that we're giving away. I got Chris Weidman signed glove and a Shogun Hua magazine that he autographed. And we'll be giving that away at the party, so if you guys can make it, that would be awesome. Love to see you guys there. We already have like over 300 people RSVP'd.
Now they're in a clinch.
Lights out's got him in the plum clinch.
Alright, I think that's it for Mark. Have you ever lost in a street fight? Yes, a couple times. But I'm here to talk about it, so to me, that's a win. You escape with your life, you won. How to work on angles. Well, the first, just like anything else, is understanding it. I have a couple videos on it, on creating angles and understanding what are the dominant angles to get. So definitely search that, and then, you know, you got agility ladder, you got jump rope. Shadow boxing is to me the best one still, though. You can definitely work on angles in sparring, which is super important. If you're not putting it into action, if you're just doing drills, you're going to become, you know, by the time the actual fight comes in, you're going to freeze. You're going to be a deer in headlights. So you definitely need to get that real-time practice with sparring. But you got tape drills, you know, putting tape down on the ground and understanding that 45, 90 degree, 180 degree angle to create and stuff like that. Good, simple boxing workouts. You know what I've been doing a lot lately? I'll do a minute on the heavy bag and then a minute of any form of calisthenic. So, freestyle on the heavy bag at 80%. Get the sweat going. Still work strategy and all that stuff as well, but make sure you're pushing yourself. And then immediately go into burpees for a minute, or mountain climbers, or you can hop on a treadmill, something like that. Something where you're just constantly moving, but you can switch it up into a circuit workout, and that's one of my favorite boxing workouts to do. Endurance workouts for Muay Thai. Running. Well, what kind of endurance are you talking about? Cardiovascular or muscle endurance? They're very different. Muscle endurance is the ability to keep your hands up, to keep punching with good form throughout the entire fight. And cardiovascular endurance is breathing. You know, how much oxygen does your body need? Can you keep pushing after a certain point? That kind of thing. So if you're talking about shoulder endurance, if you're talking about leg endurance, well, then you need to be throwing punches, throwing kicks, sparring, mitt work, heavy bag, shadow boxing. But if you're talking about cardio, those as well, but running. Nothing's going to beat running. Donald Trump's in here. Sweet. Kevin wants a shout out. Done. David, what's up? Do you think Wing Chun can be used in UFC? Again, there's something from every martial art that can be used, even if it's just basic footwork or balance or core development that the martial art has done for you. Is it going to be ideal? Are you going to win with just Wing Chun? No, of course not. But understanding that, yeah, like each martial art, love it or hate it, has something that can contribute and benefit you in there. Chris Cullen wants a shout out.
He's looking for the Kimura. And he escaped the Kimura. Lights out, trying to lock.
How can I make my wrist stronger? Forearm exercises is definitely my first recommendation. So some basic wrist forearm exercises. You got forearm curls, chin-ups are great, deadlifts are great, farmer walks, anything where you're gripping weight, as well as grip training too. So you can do stuff with jiu-jitsu. You know, just training gi jiu-jitsu, you're going to be working your grip a lot and your strength. So yeah, highly recommend forearm exercises. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Keontis wants a shout out.
Now he switches to double underhooks here.
Kong wants a shout out from Korea. Oh, he's got slammed. Logar Kung Fu? I never have heard of it, no.
Lights out, trying for a submission here.
No, someone said he's 19 years old, too late to start martial arts. No. One of my clients was 63 when he started.
Man, he's got the reversal.
Ty Lett wants a shout out. Done. No, I haven't. Oh, stuck to die. Boxing tip, shout out. I like the name. I think someone just asked who I was. I'm Mark Hunt. I'm on top, but I'm not really paying attention. What is your weakness? My grappling, for sure. Mark Cronin, shout out. Kickmaster, shout out. What martial arts have I done? Predominantly striking arts, so I started off with Taekwondo, then Muay Thai, then boxing, and then dabbled in Sambo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Which worst injury you've gotten in a fight? Luckily, I haven't had many injuries. The worst ones were broken feet, broken fingers, broken hands. My nose has been broken a couple of times. Not much you can do about that. But yeah, I mean, breaking the hands and feet were the most annoying or bothersome because you have trouble walking if it's your foot. You can't hit the heavy bag if it's your hand, so you're out of the game no matter what. So injuries suck.
Beautiful submission attempt. It looks good.
People ask for shout-outs, but I can't pronounce their name. Someone's asking about the Mitwork certification course. We will be bringing that back. There's a little bit of a delay, but yeah, absolutely, we will bring that back. No, 16 is not too late if 63 is not too late to start martial arts. Someone asked if I fight videos, meaning like where I actually competed. Yeah, most of my fights are on my channel.
You ready? You ready? 5 minutes remains in the fight.
Tips for a new kickboxer. What anime do you watch? Well, back in the day, it was Dragon Ball Z. Thoughts on forms in martial arts? I think it's very important that if you're training in a traditional martial art like Taekwondo or Karate and there's a form, that you take them very seriously. It's great to remember, it's great to rep it out multiple times, and it's just respectful and it shows that you have discipline. And it was Royce Gracie that said in an interview that I did with him that he thinks the single most important thing for a champion fighter is that he has discipline. And I read a couple of comments on that video and people were saying, I disagree, discipline's not that important, sometimes you need to be cocky. And that's not the meaning of discipline. Discipline isn't respect, it's partially respect. It's listening to your trainer and doing exactly what they say and having faith in them. But also faith or respect of the sport as well and the art. So I think forms are underrated. I really do. Best workouts for lower body? Squats, deadlifts, lunges. I like doing a lot of single leg stuff, so I like doing pistol squats, single leg, straight leg deadlifts, keeping things asymmetric because the only sport that you're symmetrically moving on the left side and the right is rowing, crew. Any other sport, the left side is not doing the same thing as the right. I mean, you look at both these fighters, these animated fighters, left hand's in the front, right hand's in the rear, same with the feet, the hips are turned. So your exercises should also be asymmetrical, if that makes sense. A lot of functional core balance training. Calf kicks? Every fight I've seen, calf kicks were a big factor. How do you mean like a low kick, like a cut kick, but just aimed real low for the calf? And was it a sweep or was it a kick? Tips for a new kickboxer: listen to your coach and be consistent. Just keep doing it, keep training, keep working. This guy's trying to set up those elbows again with a takedown. Hey. Favorite ring girl? My wife. No, I mean, the only one I really know is Mercedes Bellator. We film videos together. She's cool. How about you? Who's your favorite ring girl? Tips on breathing from Android Gonza. I do have a video on that, explaining how to properly breathe. So I definitely recommend checking that one out.
This one goes the distance. What a bat.
Do I train weapons? Weapon disarms mostly, but I'm working on a self-defense tool that I'm going to be releasing this year. There you go. Josh Flanagan said update on your self-defense tool. Yeah, I mean, I pushed it back a little bit just because I'm focused so much on this party next week. But after that, I'm going 100% on the tool. So, shoulder clicking when throwing hooks. Should I be concerned? Potentially. Is it causing pain? If so, then I would definitely see a doctor. And how long has it been going for? Have you given yourself time to rest and recover? You might want to look into some rehab exercises, and also just make sure you properly warm up your shoulders. The older that I get, my warm-ups are getting longer and longer. Ashab wants a shout out, but I've noticed that shoulders are one, especially shoulders and knees. I really have to warm them up. So I'll do a lot of arm circles, bear hugs, hold a light weight in your hand, like a 2-pound weight, and bend over, and I think they call it like stirring the pot or stirring the soup. That's another good one. No, 19 is not too old to go pro. I think that's when Kevin Ross started Muay Thai. Is Bruce Lee overrated? You tell me. I know not to answer that one. Do squats really increase uppercut power? A little bit, but not really. I mean, like if you're deadlifting or if you're squatting 405, that doesn't translate to having a strong uppercut. No. If you want a good uppercut, then throw uppercuts. Can we see the move of your dog on your Snapchat? How long have you been doing MMA? Well, I started training martial arts when I was 9, and I'm 26 now. How to defend against the southpaw. You always want angles on the southpaw is very important. So you always want to circle away from the power hand, and you want to get your foot and your hand on the outside of their lead hand. So this way you can shoot over top with the jab, come down the center with the cross, hooks, and kicks, of course. Kickboxing help with Taekwondo? Yeah. My Snapchat is fightTIPS. Come to Australia, I would love to train with Mark Hunt. Brain fart. Who's in Australia I want to train with? John Wayne Parr. My favorite punch? The jab. I think everyone's favorite punch should be the jab too. Most important punch. I demand Sully something, but I didn't see the rest of that one. There's no way to scroll back up on these, is there? We have almost 3,000 comments on here. Someone said, I'm 10 years old, should I start MMA? If you want to, go for it. I would love if I was coached by you, says Sugar. I need a little protege. How to change stances mid-fight. I actually just did a video on this about a month ago. Back in December, I believe, that I posted it. One of my favorite ways is just shuffling your feet when you throw a jab and create a nice angle out to the right if you're orthodox. Also, every time you throw a kick, you can switch your stance. So if you throw a right leg front push kick, make contact, and then you put your foot down in the front, now you're in your southpaw stance. Sully is awesome. Thank you, I agree. Lean or slip a punch. Is standing kicking a bag good for shin conditioning? Yes. Is a standing kicking bag good for shin conditioning? Absolutely. Absolutely. Sup, brass knuckles. Opinion on, and I wasn't not even sure what that P word was, honestly. Fight like Robbie Lawler. I met Robbie. I would love to get him in a video. I'm not going to do any more fight likes without the actual fighters in there. So whatever fighters I can afford to bring on, because these guys aren't cheap, I will. Who in the UFC could beat Bruce Lee? Well, I think anyone on the heavyweight roster. Does a rough upbringing make you a better fighter? That's a great question. That's one that I've seen a lot. And I would say, although it probably pushes you in a direction and it puts you in the right mindset. It's not required, no. One of the fighters that I had on the trainer tips, Ryan Cafaro, he actually did a highlight video, and that's what he talked about in the beginning of it. He's like, I didn't have it bad. I had a really good life, a really good upbringing, but I want to be a fighter, and this is what I want to do. So I thought that was really cool. It's like, a lot of people use that story, you know, I was born in the streets and didn't have much growing up, and I had to fight to survive. And it is a much better story, but no, it's not required. In fact, if you have a really nice training facility and the best of the best coaches and sparring partners, you're probably going to do a lot better. Best martial art is the one that you like. That's my answer to that. Chris Weidman or Musashi? I don't know. I don't know on that one. Weidman, I feel like lately he's been not doing so hot. And I like Weidman a lot, so I'd like to see him come back, but I'm not sure. Conor versus Khabib. Same thing. We saw Khabib in his last fight. He got caught in the first round with a punch. So he's not invincible. If he can get a hold of Conor, yeah, that would be a bad night for Conor. It'd be a bad night for anyone if he can get a hold of you. But I could see him getting caught on the way in. Can you learn boxing by training once a week? It's going to be a really long time until you get a handle on things. So I'd recommend training a lot more than once a week. Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is awesome, yep. I don't know what that P word is. Someone keeps asking me what my opinion is on it, but I have no idea. I have no idea what that word even is. Muhammad Ali versus Mayweather. It's like an 80-pound difference there. Least favorite fighting style? I'd have to go with like Aikido probably, no offense. But I've never done it, so that's just pure ignorance on my part. Ground game videos, Jake asks. Yes, I definitely want to bring in more jiu-jitsu guys to teach because I cannot. Progression is like, I can't read fast enough. Triple G versus Canelo. I'm going with Triple G on that one. I've been back and forth, but I'm going to go... I don't know. I feel like good boxers beat Triple G. We saw that a couple of times in his fights where he gets a little focused on that knockout punch and he eats 3 or 4 shots. And they take toll on you, on a fighter's career. You know, the more punches you take, the more you go, it is going to wither away at you. It's going to chip away. So... we may start to see that. I mean, Triple G's got hundreds of amateur boxing matches. And he's in his 30s now, so I don't know. Maybe Canelo could take it. He's more matured now. Musad Iqbal wants a shout out. I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced that Triple G would win against Canelo. I think it'd be a very tough challenge for him. So. Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Shane. Years ago, that's all I got. Well, you're welcome. Where's Ant? Someone said. Haymaker Ant. I saw Ant over the holidays. He's back in Philadelphia. Haymaker King. I just whooped my friend's ass in this game a couple days ago. Someone said. It's hilarious. Will I be going back to Thailand again? My wife and I really want to go back. Half vacation, half training. I'm not staying at a camp again like I did before. I'm not staying at a fight camp. I want air conditioning. I want a nice hotel. So, yeah, I definitely will go back. No plans just yet, though. Thank you, Jake. Great to hear. Yeah, I was saying, I think Tony, I'm going to go with Tony against Khabib. Unless Khabib can get a hold of him in the beginning of the rounds. Are you any good at COD? I am not. I was never good at Call of Duty. It's just the engine. I don't know. Like I was good. I like Halo. I like Unreal. I like Team Fortress. I love Overwatch. But I never got good at Call of Duty. Love Krav Maga. What was that? Mike Tyson versus someone. I missed the other one. Cade Carter wants a shout out. It's like a jiu-jitsu. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Whoever keeps asking about the P word, I get like 2 words in and then it's gone. The hardest kick I've ever learned was probably like a cheat. Was it like a cheat 900 or cheat 720? Opinion on Sage Northcutt. I just saw Sage Northcutt. I was sitting right next to him at the fights last night. Kid's talented, man. He's got to get more well-rounded and a couple more notches on his belt, but he's very skilled, very talented guy. I would love to come to Brazil. Yeah, no plans just yet, but I would love to. All right, anyone in the crowd from Ireland? Coming to Ireland, and what, we'll be in Dublin, right? For a majority of the time.
Yes.
So I plan on doing a meetup or a seminar in the Dublin area in April, I believe. Yeah, towards the end of April. So if any of you guys listening are in the Dublin area, nice. I see a couple people say I am. Yeah, I would love to set something up. So if you guys are training at a gym, you would like for me to come to your gym, do a seminar, or just a meetup, let me know. Send me an email. Thoughts on Brock Lesnar, and I didn't read the rest of it, but I am on Mark Hunt's side. I'm really proud that Mark Hunt is suing because I think it's ridiculous that a fighter can make millions of dollars, get fined change. What, he got fined $250 or 250 grand, but he made like some ridiculous amount of millions. And it just doesn't make sense. It's not enough reason for someone to not do steroids, for someone to follow the rules. So I think that you should have to pay a fine and they take all of your money away. 100% of your purse gets taken away, plus you pay money on top of that. That would really stop people from juicing. So I'm not a fan of cheaters. Lomachenko, I saw someone said something about Lomachenko. I recommend that everyone watch and study Lomachenko if you're looking for footwork tips, creating angles, but also setting up punch combos and pulling the hands down. I saw someone said something about the Fight Tips forum too, and bringing that back. We are revamping fighttips.com. I definitely recommend checking that out now and in the weeks to come. There's going to be some big changes there. It's going to be very community based. A lot of articles, sharing a ton of information. So yeah, that's going to be a great tool for you guys. Definitely check out fighttips.com. Oh, Lomachenko versus Pacquiao. Same thing. I would like to see these fighters, the up-and-comers, work their way up. I don't want to see money fights. I guess it's the internet and people popularizing certain fighters, but like Canelo never should have fought Mayweather when he did. He was way too young, way too inexperienced. Lomachenko, I would like to see him fight. I'd like to see him fight Rigondeaux before he fights someone like Pacquiao. Conor McGregor versus Yair Rodriguez. That would be a good one. I'd love to see the kicks. I think Rodriguez has much better kicks than McGregor does, but I think McGregor's a better fighter all around. Someone said advice about dieting before a fight at 16 years of age. Try not to mess up your metabolism, because I was cutting weight at like 15, 16 as well, and nothing serious now. I think I've got it back on track, but cutting weight is one of the reasons why I despise getting ready for a fight. It makes you miserable. You take it out on your family and friends, and it's just not right. So if you can cut weight by doing it gradually and healthy in order to get down to a weight that you're comfortable to fight at, that's awesome. But if you could also not cut weight and you feel comfortable, like the guys are around your same size still, maybe you just cut 5 pounds. You know, never more than 10% of your walk-around body weight. Oscar Valdez, very talented boxer. Best cheap heavy bags. Cheap, like you're trying to save money, but not going to be the best quality. I'd go with Max MMA. Very cheap. Are you a coach or a trainer? I'd like to consider myself both, yeah. Dominic Cruz versus Cody Garbrandt 2. Yes, that was an awesome fight, but Cody won. You know, it was unanimous. There was no way you could argue Cruz won. So who knows how close the rematch would be. I wouldn't want to watch the same fight again. So I'd like to see TJ against Garbrandt. Nah, not going pro in boxing anymore. Aldo versus Rodriguez, that'd be an interesting one. That'd be a really good fight. I'd like to see that one. Nunchucks opinion. I trained very briefly nunchucks. What I don't like is the recoil. So even if you do hit someone on the arm or on the head and it bounces back, it's kind of hard to get the control again. I'm more so of a stick, Kali kind of guy. You should collab with Jake Mace. That'd be an interesting one. Yeah, we were talking about Cowboy versus Masvidal and how much I loved watching Masvidal in his bare knuckle fights back in the day with Kimbo Slice. When will my fight story return? No, 19 is not too late to start competing. No. Check out Kevin Ross. I think he started learning Muay Thai when he was 19, and he's one of the best knock Muays in North America. How do you train shoulder rolls? By doing the shoulder roll. I got advice from Lil Future's dad out in Philly. He said he trained with the Mayweathers. And he said, keep the twisting in your hips minimum. Lift the shoulder high as soon as you come in, but don't over-rotate. A lot of people over-rotate on the shoulder roll to try to like actually parry the punch. But it's not that. You're just stopping it from coming in. And if you over-rotate, you won't have the counter. You'll be too far away for the counter. So, do I think Rousey will win the title again? I do not. I don't think she'll fight again, which is a shame. Gina Carano was just sitting in front of me. Or Ronda Rousey? In their prime, I'd go with Carano just because she's got the better striking. Yeah. But yeah, I met her last night too. Very nice. I don't know Wadokai Karate. Nunes versus Cyborg would be a good one. That'd be a good one. I think it'd be a tough fight for Cyborg. Do you think Cowboy will be champion? I would like to see him be champion. I think he definitely deserves it. How often that guy fights. Who do you think will take out Nunes? The only one that I could see is Shevchenko. Meng loves pizza. Nice. Constructive. Cyborg versus Holm. That'd be an interesting one as well. Nick versus Nate. That'll never happen. Someone said, please answer my question on the stream. Well, I don't know what your question is. You should have just sent the question. How do I make my weak hand strong? Alright, so are you left-handed or right-handed? You don't have to type it out, but just answer the question. And this is for everyone. Are you left-handed or right-handed? What hand do you brush your teeth with in the morning? Probably the same answer, right? Try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, with your weaker hand, the next time you brush your teeth, and notice how awkward it is. But then if you keep doing that every single day for a couple of months, it's going to become more natural, right? So how do you practice? How do you get a stronger weak hand? You just got to rep it out more. You got to throw it more. If you're on the heavy bag, you're probably going to rely on your dominant hand. And if you are right-handed and you stand southpaw, you're going to become a one-handed fighter. You're only going to throw that right hand. So that's one of the important reasons why we keep the dominant hand in the rear. Because you don't want to become a one-handed fighter. All right, make sure you're throwing both of them. Don't just rely on the one. Because if it's closer to your opponent and it's your powerful hand, why would you throw your weaker hand if it takes longer to get there? You know what I mean? Very constructive. No. Very constructive comment. Love you too. Joanna versus Ronda Rousey at a catchweight? That would never happen, would it? That's way too much of a jump. I'm going Ronda on that, just for size alone. But I think Joanna is one of the best strikers in UFC, male or female. I think she's one of the best. I don't know if Conor will fight Khabib. I do not know. Joanna would not beat Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I said, I think she's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, even better than males when it comes to striking, but she would not beat Ronda. Isn't that like a 40-pound difference, 30-pound difference? I could be wrong. Maybe it's not that big of a difference. I stand corrected, but how did you get involved with Bellator? They sent me an email. They said, we're a really big fan of your channel. Do you want to come fly out to events and vlog them? And I said, absolutely. Do you practice your Taekwondo? Yes, I still do. Joanna is a killer, I agree. Terrence Crawford versus Lomachenko at 137? Really? Has that been announced? I would watch it. That would be awesome. What's up, Jonathan? GSP versus Anderson Silva. I'm going GSP. Thoughts on wrestling? If they offer it at your school, grade school, high school, do it. Cool, Alejandro. She's sitting here right next to me. I started 9 years old, Taekwondo. Have you ever been knocked out? I've gotten kicked in the head and forgot who I was for about 6 hours, but never went to the ground. I stayed standing the whole time. And then I've gotten dropped with a right hand and an elbow, but just a flash knockdown, the kind where you go down for a second, get right back up. But I have been choked unconscious, yeah. I don't know. Someone said, do you think Chael Sonnen should retire? But he's been calling out Wanderlei Silva, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't think so. Best stance is the one that works for you and against your opponent. If you're fighting a Muay Thai low kicker, I don't recommend being in a point style karate stance because your legs are very vulnerable. I got married. Oh, you're going to get me in trouble. I should know this. 3.5 years ago? Yeah. Did you win your first fight? I did win my first Muay Thai match. Decision, yes. How often do you train? 5-6 times a day? Sometimes only 20 minutes a day, though. Sometimes 90. I mean, 5-6 times a week, sorry. Black belt in Taekwondo, yeah, first degree. Favorite band? I don't know, lately I've been listening to a lot of Iration, Streetlight Manifesto, a lot of ska, reggae, and feel-good stuff. My dog's name is Sullivan T. Faison. Call him Sully. Best bass for mixed martial arts. That's up to you. That's your decision. I mean, I was just going to do a video today. I was either going to do this live stream or I was going to do, I saw a Twisted Clown, the Juggalo in the crowd. I was going to talk about how striking now is, lately in recent years, is essential. You know, back in the day when UFC first started, when MMA was new, it was all about grappling. Usually the guys who were on top were the guys that had the best grappling, but lately a lot of grapplers are having trouble getting on the inside because of such good strikers. I mean, best example is Holly Holm against Ronda Rousey. So to me, I went with my base style were all striking arts, Taekwondo, Muay Thai, and boxing. But if my school that I went to had offered wrestling, I absolutely would have jumped on that and had a wrestling base as well. So it's up to you. Do you want a striking base, a wrestling base, a grappling base? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get some food, and I will see you guys soon. Again, don't forget about the party next weekend. It's this coming Saturday, January 28th, from 3 to 6 p.m. It's free, available for everyone, open to the public. You just got to fill out the RSVP. The RSVP is fighttips.com/1million. Fill that out, and then let's hang out. Giveaways, seminars, pro fighters are going to be there, brands. It's going to be a great time. Can we spar using that kung fu I never heard of? All right, guys. Thanks again for all the support. Thank you for coming in and for commenting 4,455 times. I'm sorry if I missed your comment. The chat is flooded. Just like California here. It's been raining nonstop. Until next time, I'm Shane with Fight Tips. Thank you guys again. Self-defense for the underdogs.